Paulo, I haven't seen you lost for words.
Yeah.
On stream, you said, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It literally was heartbreaking seeing that.
Yeah.
Now you've had, some moments to calm down and take it all in. How do you break it down?
Look, I think it's as simple as this. I think mentality was lost in that game. I think it was a lot more than the tactical approach. I think we discussed it on stream, and we're going to keep repeating it because I think that's what went wrong. I think the tactical side of it became not part of the conversation after 2-0. I think after 2-0, our players just decided to say, no, I'm good. But one thing I've been thinking about is, we heard about the fitness tests with Varane and Shaw. And I just wonder, and I don't want to say as an excuse, but was it wrong for Ten Hag to play them? Because, do you know what I mean?
I don't know, man,
For them to have a late fitness test, does that mean that they weren't fit for this game? It's...
Yeah, no, I personally, to answer your question, I think there was so many bad performances from every single player that I think it was just that day.
Yeah.
It was just that day.
Fair enough.
Because in the first 34 minutes,
Yeah.
the first half until they scored, look how we were feeling.
Yeah, no, look, at the end of the day, we were poor.
Yeah.
Second half, we'll talk about second half FC we've been a lot of the time this season. And second half, we turned into nothing. So it just makes me wonder, what did Ten Hag say at half-time? Because we keep saying it after these games. We say, what is Ten Hag saying? Because these players wake up at second half. And in the first half, for 30 minutes, we started off a bit rough in the first 15. The press was immense from Liverpool and we couldn't really play out. But then as the game went on, we got a bit more comfortable. We played out of their press pretty well, started creating more chances. A big chance for Bruno after the low cross. Rashford as well. We're talking about opportunities that this would have been a different game, in my opinion, if we scored those chances. Do you know what I mean? So it just makes me think, what went wrong in the second half? Because these players quite clearly gave up. So,
Do you know what? That is one of the lines that we used to say last year. The players gave up.
Yeah.
Players' mentality, players' commitment, players' desire. And Ten Hag, that has not been all undone. All of the work that Eric Ten Hag has done. Actually, it helps at the fact that we have Eric Ten Hag. How important is it now that we have someone like Eric Ten Hag to get us out of this hole of a really bad feeling?
Yeah, no, last season we lost to Liverpool, we lost to City. What was Oli saying? Nothing, because we kept losing games. I can guarantee you now, after this game, he's going to rip them apart. He's going to make them run all their miles or whatever. But listen, this might not even be about the physical part of the game, because he done that earlier on this season, because it's all players weren't running. Players' mentality. These players, they were running, but you saw in the second half, they gave up. After 3-0 was done. So in his mind, yes, he probably will make them run, but he will talk to them. He will talk to them. He'll say, listen, what's this? This whole season, we've been phenomenal. We have been. Overall, yes, some inconsistencies in our play. But we've overachieved this season. Let's be honest, we've overachieved. We won a Carabao Cup. But now we were talking about a title race. Of course, now look, it's too far-fetched. But it's to the point where Ten Hag, he will talk to these players, will say, listen, this is not what we're about. This is Manchester United. And he's a winner. Ten Hag is a winner. Varane in the team, Casemiro. We said it earlier on. It was a bad sign to see Casemiro start off very badly, because usually in these games, he's been our man of the match. And in this game, he was non-existent, really. Non-existent in the sloppy passing. Varane getting... I haven't seen many times Martinez this season getting ripped apart, and he did. He got ripped from in the West Ham game as well against Antonio. Gets ripped again today. Salah was all over our defence. So like you said, you can't pinpoint certain players. You can pinpoint the whole team, though, because everyone was a shambles, really.
People keep saying about this was a humbling, and, we've been getting quite excited recently. We've all been part of it, and rightly so, because our team's been doing better and the evidence was there. Yeah. But when you get this, is this like a humbling where it's like, it gives you that, you can use it, even though it doesn't feel like it now, you can use it to say, you know what, back for the rest of this, that's going to give us more than a kick up the arse. We've been absolutely destroyed. This isn't just a loss to remind you. This is a capitulation, an embarrassment, etc. But can we flip it to make something out of this situation, to say this is the lowest of the low, even though we're still in a good position, we're through to the next round of Europa League, we've got a favourable draw in the FA Cup, to give us that push to say, listen, wake up.
Of course, look, we still got competitions that we're in and we can win them. Europa League, FA Cup. But the worrying sign for me is that it's past tactical approach. It's a bad thing, isn't it? It's exactly. One of them ones where it's like, it's a bad sign.
Question their professionalism.
Exactly. We're talking about players who they've gotten so much better this season. They've gotten so much better. And then you drop to this level away from home against Liverpool. And we haven't seen that against any other teams this season. Yes, happened with Brighton, Brentford earlier. First 2 games of the season. We're now approaching the last bit of the season really now, and we're getting battered by Liverpool. And it's shocking. It's shocking. It's really shocking because it makes me think that there are players in this team who mentally they're not there. You know what I mean? And we can talk about certain players, but not really, because the whole team were dead. The whole team were a shambles. So I think going forward, this will expose some players. This will expose them, unfortunately. But with Ten Hag, I'm confident in this team.
That's all.